when they're wet, their fur turns dark. And the reason their fur turns dark when they're in the water is because when they hunt in the kelp forest, they have to dive down. When they dive down, the light of the sun doesn't go into the water, so it's going to look very dark with shadows. So they turn dark so they can camouflage with the shadows of the kelp forest, and they can sneak up on their prey. That ground that I'm talking about on top of their head. Once they're 7, when they're younger, they look pretty much the same. They will live anywhere between 22 and 25 years old. They like the sand, so they're gonna catch. Good question. They asked what happens when the sea lion comes over. So we actually had that happen last summer. We had like 3 or 4 sea lions that would constantly come over onto the walkway. When that happens, we just ask people to give them their space, be mindful, because they're just trying to find a spot to just sleep and hang out. We try to not encourage that because we want them to be safe on that side, because as you can see, like people walk here with their dogs, and we don't want the dogs to kind of like interact with the sea lions. So we try to keep them on that side, but once they come over here, us as park rangers, we just keep an eye out, make sure that the animal is fine, and that people kind of walk around them and leave them alone. Cool story. They actually had last year, they had 1 sea lion that actually walked so far away from here, it got found in the sewers of National City. Yeah. So if you guys look up the story, it was found in the sewers of National City. They had a little sea lion that just started climbing and went in there. Good question. So the sea lions, you see them right there, they look slow. They actually can run up to 15 miles an hour. They are very good climbers. When they have their fins are so powerful and so wide that they can grab a lot of area and get grip on the rock. If you guys come in June, when we get the super low tide, and there's not a lot of them, you'll see them climb the side of the rock almost like a goat. They can just go straight up. Question. No. So if you go in the water, we try to tell people to not get close to the sea lions because of 2 reasons. We're trying to keep them wild and not alter their behavior, but also kind of like what happened today. Sometimes when we get sickness, they're not ready for that. So if, for example, we have a flu that affects us and we give the sea lion the flu, they're not going to have the antibodies that we have, and they can get sick and die. And since they like to spread out altogether, you can spread it to the whole population. At the same time, they can have diseases that we're not used to, and then we get sick, and you can spread it to your classmates. So the main reason is, if you see them in the water, keep your space. Now, if you're in the water, they are very curious. They'll more likely swim up to you and say hello. But if they do that, that's okay, because they're the ones that are coming to say hello, because you're in the water. But other than that, you know, we kind of leave them alone, give them space, and just let them be wild. Yes? Okay, good question. So, when a sea lion is in trouble, we try, if we see that a sea lion is in trouble and that they're losing weight and you can see their bones and they're not eating, we're going to call SeaWorld. And then SeaWorld's going to come and see if they can come and rescue the sea lion. Yes, so SeaWorld is our liaison here. They're actually going to have a California State rehab center that goes and takes care of them. We have SeaWorld. So when I see something, I take a picture of it, I call SeaWorld and I tell them, hey, we have a sea lion, it's in this area, it's about this big. They come and check it out, and they'll let us know if they can try and save it. The hard part is that if there's one sick, and it's in the middle of all of them, we can't risk going in there to save it because it's going to push all of them away, and we don't know if some of them are exhausted, because when you see them on the rock, it means that they've been in the water for almost 3 days, so they just want to sleep. If we force them into the water and they're too weak to swim, they can get pushed into the rocks by the waves, and we don't want to do that. So we want to wait until they're like by themselves, and we can come and safely retrieve the animal, take it to SeaWorld to try and take care of it. Any other questions? Yes.
Is it rare for the girl seals to wrestle? Is it rare for the girl seals to wrestle?
Yes. So the girl seals don't really wrestle. They might kind of push each other when they're like trying to find a spot on the rock. But you will see the girl seals, they'll wrestle with their babies. So they'll wrestle with the babies to kind of teach them how they're supposed to like use their muscles and use their mouth to move around. For especially the little ones, the little boys, then the mom's trying to teach them how to wrestle so that when they grow up and it's time for them to try and